Hey, third grade, ready for your art lesson with your friend the neighborhood art teacher? We've started our fall unit, which is going to be drawing frogs. The first week we took a very simple look at how to look for shapes in a frog to draw. Then last week we looked at how to find shapes in other items and learn how to draw those. This time I'm going to show you a step-by-step tutorial on how to draw something. You can find these kinds of step-by-step tutorials all over. There's lots of them on the internet. And in case you've never seen one of these, I'm going to show you how you would work on them. Sometimes they're numbered, sometimes they're not. But I'm also going to work on this one with you. Please watch me first, then work on drawing yours. So the first step, and again, we're not going to look at each one of those. I'm going to actually show you each step because this one looks, this one in particular shows the red things, the red lines that you see are the new things to draw each time. So step one, it's going to say is to just draw the top part of the head and the mouth. Now I'm going to try and draw really big just so you can see it, and because I'm going to be drawing pretty big, I'm going to move my sketchbook a little bit. You don't have to draw this big. I'm drawing big again so that I can see it, or so that you can see it through there. So I'm going to try and match the picture that's over there, which means I want my U shape, and then it's got kind of the frog's lip or mouth underneath. I'm going to go to step 2, which says to add the eyes, the back of the head, and the neck. So if I look at this red eye, this new part, that's the eye, it starts right above the corner of the mouth. So I'm going to draw. So there's an eye, and he's got a little bit, and he's got his pupil on the inside. And now that I've drawn that landmark, I'm going to look over here. He's got another bump for the other eye starting at this edge, so I'm going to draw there. And it says to draw the back of the neck, which comes down just a little bit, and then the neck of the frog, and it doesn't come very far either. So the next part it wants us to do is to add the first leg, the front leg, and the lower part of its body. So I'm going to start at the end of this line, because you can see, again, that's where the red lines show you the new lines to draw. It looks like that comes down a little bit, and then we've got the beginning of the leg, and we're going to have kind of an elbow, and it comes down, and then we've got the beginning of the lower part of the body. Then we're going to add the toes. So our little frog, again, just looking at the red lines, I'm going to start with the bottom of his hand, or bottom of his toes. And I'm going to add that little foot, or that little toe. Then I can see that this looks like a letter V. Again, remember, you got to look for some of these easy to draw shapes or objects. And each one of these little toes just has kind of a circle at the end. And then I'm going to draw that little last finger on the side. And that little finger is going into the distance, so it looks a little bit smaller. Now, I don't know if I like the way that looks right there. But hey, look at that. I have an eraser. All I have to do is make it a little bit skinnier, and voila! I like that a lot better. Don't be afraid to erase your artwork. It's okay. That's why you have erasers. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Legs, the back legs, are hard. These are one of the #1 things that students get messed up on, and they get so frustrated. It's okay. You got to practice it. Frogs have really long legs, but they keep them all, like, bunched up so that when they jump, boom, they go far. So I want to show you what I look at first. First, I look at this, which looks like the letter U to me. So I'm going to draw a little bit more underneath his stomach, and then I'm going to draw a big letter U. And then this one kind of looks like an upside down letter U that starts in the middle of it, like that. And then of course I need to finish his back, because that comes down and it goes to the top of that leg. Next step is to add the toes that are at the bottom of this foot. So he's got one little toe that comes out to the side, one longer toe comes out the middle, kind of like he does over here, and their frog has one little toe that shows out on the back. Now I need to draw the rest of them. So this is the part of the frog that's closest to us. The part that's on the other side, we don't see everything. So it just tells me, I'm going to look for clues. This is that first part of the neck. So I'm going to look for a line that comes out from here, then comes up, and those letter V's again. It kind of goes down like that. And then I've drawn my frog. So I'm going to add a little bit more to him. Let's see. I'll add that he's sitting on something, and I'm going to give him a nose. I'm going to add a little bit of detail around his eyes. Ta-da! Easy peasy. So what I want for you to do today is you're going to go back and you're going to do your frog step by step. I want you to try step by step. This is a different way to draw. This isn't looking for shapes like we have been. This is a different way. Sometimes people find it easier to look at the step-by-step versions. Sometimes people find it easier to look at shapes. I wanted you guys to practice with both methods before we start. So I'm going to pull up that big tutorial, the step-by-step. So you can pause this video here and you can leave it on this for a little while. And this is what I want you to work on. I want you to do this step-by-step tutorial and draw it in your sketchbook and post it on your seesaw. All right, guys, I'll see you next week.